Look at this battlefield. Hello beautifuls, my name is epictreasure. Here's my review of Doom the Dark Ages and my time with it. Thank you to Bethesda ANZ for the code. And it's also available on Xbox Game Pass. Where to start? Oh, finally. Yes, Mason. Oh, took his leg out. You like that? Watch me crush your shit. Welcome to my review of Doom the Dark Ages, and I hope you enjoyed. If you do, come like and subscribe. So Doom the Dark Ages took me about 16 hours without any focus at all on collectibles. And I had my game on 150% speed, and the only reason I set that on that speed is because I particularly like the super shotgun and I wanted it to be faster, and I was able to multitask at the same time with all the enemies and all the craziness going around. That's just the kind of game that I like. But at the normal speed that Doom the Dark Ages is absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But horses for courses. In Doom the Dark Ages, the shields were absolutely the main focus of this game for a multitude of reasons, and I find them all positive. And usually when you sort of think about shields in games, it brings ideas of drudgery and slowness and things like that, and I think that perhaps maybe made people think, who had not even touched the game, that it was slow for some reason, and it is not by any measure at all. With the shield, it has multiple uses. As I said, you can obviously use it to shield, to parry, and it's not just parrying enemies with melee weapons, it's also parrying projectiles that reflect back and deflect back at those enemies. It also has a saw that comes off that shield and slices multiple enemies at once, and also powerful enemies too. Not only does it do that, it breaks through walls, it also acts as a grappling point too. So there'll be green bodies up in certain places in the map that you'll be able to throw your saw up to and then use it as a grapple point. Not only that, but my favourite feature was to use the lock-on ability of the shield to be able to zoom across to enemies that are over the other side of the area that I was going to go to. So it allows you to zip around, and that's very handy when there's clusters of enemies that you can just zip over to and then use your saw and then knock them all down. There's 3 melee weapons in Doom the Dark Ages. There's the gauntlet, the glove that you first get. There's the flail, and then there's the mace. And the mace is the one, surprisingly, that I like the most. It is slow, but it slaps. The game also, as you know, has several weapons. We've got the shotgun, the super shotgun, which is my favorite, the shredder, the impaler, the cycler, the accelerator, the ravager, the pulverizer, the chain shot, the grenade launcher, and also the rocket launcher, and also that arrow that very, very hard to get ammo for that, but woo, if you get it, enjoy that. You'll be able to upgrade the abilities of your shield, your melee, and your guns at the Sentinel Shrines in the game. And you'll be able to access these things called shield runes that allow your shield to have 1 of 4 features. The first one is called Ground Physio, and that obviously splits the ground in front of you and stuns your enemies. Then there is one called Holy Swarm, which throws out flying daggers that track down your enemies. There's another one that is my favorite, which is the auto turret that sits up on your shoulder. And also then there's Heaven Splitter, which basically electrocutes the enemies. And there's also upgrades for those too. So for example, my turret will heal me as it shoots them, which is nice to have. But there's quite a lot of unlocks for those. But you'll find one that you like and then sort of stick to that, I would think. Your melee weapons can also be upgraded, so they can give you additional features such as, further dropping of health, is which I picked for my beautiful mace. And all your weapons can be upgraded too. So at the end of this review, I'm going to dive deeper into that if you want to see everything. And as you would have seen from the trailers, etc., you get to fly on the dragon, this beautiful mech dragon. And people who love flying in games are going to very much love this. There's little features with that where you're flying through tunnels and you have to attack certain things to open up doors as you're flying around. It's quite forgiving too. It's not like, if you're terrible at flying in games, it's not like you crash into a little bit and it's all over and you've got to start again. It's incredibly forgiving, thank goodness for that. Then you have the Atlan, where you're the big dude that's like stomping around and all the environment's destructible, etc., which is very nice. But both of those are indeed side features. I'm glad they're not features that stole the show. I'm glad I was like the Slayer most of the time with my boots on the ground. This game shines with its fast movement, and I know that people are out there saying it's slow, but I don't understand why that is. The only sort of reason I can think of that is that they know it predominantly focuses on a shield, and they're just making assumptions, where the shield is actually the mobility of the whole game, which is my favourite point too. For those who are worried about parrying, etc., there are all settings that you can change in the game that allow you to adjust the parrying window. So you can make the parrying window larger, so it's far more forgiving. You don't have to be as zippy. But for me, I just came off playing Expedition 33, which you have to be very good at parrying to get through that game with ease. So I had that bonus up my sleeve, that ace up my sleeve. And with the difficulty modes, we have the basic option of Aspiring Slayer up to Nightmare, and once you complete the game, then you can unlock the harder difficulties. But not only that, this is something that's happening more and more in games that I love, where there are modifiers. So for example, if you're very good at combat but not very good at parrying, you can change those features down and still keep it at the level of intensity with Nightmare mode. If you're great at parrying and you want to improve that, then you can bump that up a little bit more. So there's so many modifiers in this game that make it suitable for everyone, I think. There's also a lot of collectibles in the game. I did not focus on those, as I mentioned, but the map shows all the collectibles, it shows all the points of interest, so definitely dive into utilising that. There's a lot of puzzles in the game, so finding your way around certain environments to reach interactable features where you throw your shield saw at medallion type of things that will unlock doors, etc. So it is the most versatile feature in the game. I can't praise that one enough. There's challenges in the game that allow you to get weapon skins. You can find weapon skins, etc. You can find little toys, so on and so forth. So if you are into that collectible life, you can also clean that up after you finish their campaign. So you can load each of those chapters once you finish the game, which is lovely to have, especially for those of you who do love collectibles and cleaning up in campaigns. The only thing missing for me in the game, I would have liked to have heard more music in the game. The Doom is known to have an incredible soundtrack, and to me I was like, where is it? So that's the only sort of downside that I can see to this game, and I think that any Doom lover will absolutely love this, and I think they'll very much appreciate that big focus on the shield for numerous reasons, and the versatility that it has too. The environment is beautiful too. It's beautiful with landscapes, with weather, with waterscapes. I can't fault it at all on any level for that. So I easily give Doom the Dark Ages a solid 8 out of 10. And it's on Xbox Game Pass also, so you can't really go wrong with that. A great experience. I loved it. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. I think it was just right. And for those, like I said before, who love collectibles, there's many more hours that can be had with this one. I love and leave you, but if you want to stick around and keep watching for the weapon upgrade details, here we go. So we're going to dive into the upgrades in the game. We'll start with the shield, and I'll read through each of these. So the very first base shield upgrade we have is called Retaliation. Parrying Hell Surge attacks will trigger a larger, more powerful shockwave that causes nearby demons to heavy falter. The next one we have is called Power Surge. Energy shields that are hit by a shield throw will cause your shield to bounce to nearby enemies, which is really nice. It's a nice little ricochet. Next one we have down is Extended Edge. Shield throw has an extended reach against fodder demons. Next one we have is Steadfast. The shield will recover faster from taking damage and also recover faster after breaking. The next one we have is called Harvester. Killing multiple fodder demons with shield throw will empower your next shield charge, allowing it to deal increased damage to the primary target. The next one we have is Blade Master. the stun duration of the shield saw is increased. Then we jump over to the runes. So the first rune that we have here is called Ground Physio. Summon a ground splitting physio that travels in front of you, damaging and faltering demons in its path. The one down from that is called Aftershock. The distance ground physio travels is increased. Wavefront, demons hit by ground physio are scorched and drop armor, which is a really nice one to have. The next one we have is Mega Thrust, purchase at Sentinel Shrine. The size and damage of the ground physio is increased. So with these, for example, you could have an armor drop for your shield, as the bonus. So for example, if you do pick ground physio, and then for your melee weapon, you could have a health drop. So then we've got sort of the best of both worlds. The next one we have over here as a different rune is called Holy Swarm. Unleash a swarm of ethereal daggers that spread out and seek towards nearby demons. The next one we have is called Outbreak. Summon additional ethereal daggers and increase dagger damage. Then we have Upsurge. Summon even more ethereal daggers and increase dagger damage. And then summon the maximum amount of ethereal daggers and increase dagger damage with Plague. The next one we have, which is my favorite, is the Auto Turret. A shoulder-mounted auto turret will activate, firing ballistic rounds at a single target in front of you. The next one we have is Extended Magazine. The duration of the auto turret is increased. Then we have the Health Extractor. Demons damaged by the auto turret drop health. And then we have Rapid Fire. The auto turret rate of fire and damage per shot is increased. The next one we have is the Heaven Splitter rune. Transform Hell Surge projectiles into bolt of energy that calls down lightning on impact, stunning nearby demons, which is a really good one also. Induction. The stun duration of Heaven Splitter is increased. Then we have Mega Burst. The area affected by the Heaven Splitter is increased. And then we have Gigawatt. Demons affected by the Heaven Splitter also gain the effect of Shock. Shock demons take increased damage from your attacks. So as you can see, this is the one that drops the health, which I like. This one's the one that drops the armor. So I would personally go with one of these two for survivability reasons. The next one we have are the melee weapons. So we have the Power Gauntlet. My hot tip with the Power Gauntlet, if you haven't played this yet and you're doing the tutorial where you've got to triple rapidly hit it, just to make sure if you're on control that you sort of keep moving towards the enemy. I found that when I was doing it, I was getting taken aback a little bit, and maybe they might change that, but that's an issue I had briefly. So the Power Gauntlet focuses on a single target damage with escalating power of each combo strike. It has short recharge timer and gains full charge after successfully parrying a Hell Surge attack. Next one down is called Finisher. Increase the damage of the final hit in your Power Gauntlet combo. The next one down from that is called Duelist. Parrying Hell Surge attacks will speed up your melee charge regeneration. Next one is Jolt. The first hit of your Power Gauntlet combo applies Shock. Shock demons take increased damage from your attacks. And then we have Encore. Your Power Gauntlet combo gains a fourth hit. This additional swing is only accessible when acquiring a melee charge from a parried attack. Then we go to the Flail. The Flail deals significant damage to armor and generates a radial burst on contact. Each hit of a combo will trigger this blast, making it very effective against groups of enemies. It has a medium length recharge timer, and successful attacks deal additional damage to nearby enemies. One underneath it is called Conditioning. Reduce the recovery time of a flail by 5 seconds. Ignite. Demons hit by the flail are scorched to drop armor. Resonant. Flail strikes deal additional damage to metal shields and armor. These strikes will also generate armor shards. Engulf. Every flail strike also scorches nearby demons and causes them to drop armor. So this is a really nice one if you wanted to have, say, the turret and then the flail to get your armor drops. Over here we have the Dread Mace, which is one I like the most. The Dread Mace deals massive amount of damage to your target and nearby enemies. However, it has a maximum of a single charge and has a long recharge time, which is why my 150% speed made it easier to deal with. A Dread Mace strike will replenish all of your gun ammo instantly, and parrying Hell Surge attacks will accelerate its recharge time. So if you're good at parrying, you might want to consider having the mace. The next one is Reaper. Demons killed with the Dread Mace drop additional health. The next one we have is Dread Mace strikes deal increased damage to nearby demons. And then we have successfully parrying a Hell Surge attack when the Dread Mace's charge will grant you an additional Dread Mace attack. This bonus swing is available for a limited time. This effect cannot be triggered again for a short duration. So those are those particular upgrades for that. Here are the challenges that we have too. You got your mastery, etc. So let us jump over to these features which for each of the guns. So we have the super shotgun. The super shotgun, actually we'll go across to the left hand side, we'll start with the combat shotgun. So the first shotgun upgrade is called Incendiary. Dealing enough damage to a demon with the combat shotgun applies burn. Demons affected by burn drop armor pickups. Next one we have is Smelt. Demons affected by burn applied by the combat shotgun drop more armor pickups. So then, you know, you've got that feature too. So it'll be very handy to have that balance of the enemies dropping both the armor and the health. Make sure you just balance it out. Next one is called Tune Up. The combat shotgun fires in rapid 3-round bursts. And then Eat This. The combat shotgun fires an increased number of projectiles per shot. The next one we have is a super shotgun. My beloved speed loader. The time between super shotgun shots is reduced. Shatter. The super shotgun deals increased damage to armor. And then Eat This. The super shotgun fires an increased number of projectiles per shot. Right? So it's easy to use that X button to switch in between both. If you need some more armor and you're struggling, then you can click your X button while you're in combat to switch your guns. Because remember, each there's like a certain gun type. So we've got the shotgun types. You can switch with X while you're playing the game. Then we have, you know, like the plasma, the 2 different plasma guns. So we know that combat shotgun will give you ammo, where the super one won't. So if you need some ammo, switch, bang, done. Shredder, pincushion. Dealing enough damage to a demon with the shredder applies pincushion. Hitting a demon's shield throw, LB, or parrying LT, a Hell Surge attack will detonate pincushion, causing a damage in a wide area. No frills, the shredder rate of fire is increased, and then barb, detonated and ricocheted shredder projectiles deal more damage. Hitting a demon with shield charge, left and right trigger will now detonate pincushion, dealing damage in a wide area. Then we have the Impaler. So the Impaler, stalwart, hitting a demon with shield throw, LB, shield charge, left trigger and right trigger, or parrying a Hell Surge will drop Impaler ammo. Then we have salvage, picking up Impaler ammo empowers your next shot. And then we have lobotomy, headshots of the Impaler will refill a portion of your next melee charge. Nothing to write home about personally for me. Then we have the accelerator. These are the plasma guns. So we have feedback. Shooting a demon with the accelerator builds charge. The accelerator's damage is increased at maximum charge. The next one we have is stabilizer. The accelerator's spread is reduced at maximum charge. Then we have heat blast. Releasing right trigger maximum charge fires a damaging heat blast that it consumes all remaining charge. Demons killed by heat blast drop accelerator ammo. Then we have overload. Shooting a demon at maximum charge will supercharge the accelerator. Supercharge further increases damage dealt by the accelerator and its charge related effects. Jumping across to the cycler, the next plasma gun, we have shock. Dealing enough damage to a demon with cycler applies shock. Shock demons that take increased damage from your attacks. Killing a shock demon with a cycler arcs lightning to nearby demons, which is really nice. It's like an electrocution expo. Amplify. The cycler deals increased damage to shock demons. Fulmination. The duration of shock applied by cycler is increased. Additionally, killing a shock demon with cycler generates more lightning arcs. Then we have overload. Killing a shock demon with a cycler builds charge based on the size of the demon. The cycler deals increased damage at maximum charge. Then we go to the pulverizer. These are the ones with their shredding skulls inside them. So we got Runic Skull. Killing a demon with the pulverizer or melee builds charge based on the size of the demon. Your movement speeds and the pulverizer's rate of fire are increased to maximum charge. Then we got the Runic Strike. Melee strikes now build and maintain charge. Flay, the pulverizer fires an increased number of projectiles per shot over a wider area. Then we go to the next version of it, which is the Ravager. Vampirism. While at maximum rate, demons damaged by the Ravager drop health pickup. So that's a nice one to have on hand. Then we have Ignition. The Ravager takes less time to reach maximum fire rate, and the movement penalty while firing is removed. Here's Supplier. Demons damaged by the Ravager drop Skull Crusher ammo. Jumping across the Chain Shot. The Eldritch Blessing. Parrying. A Hell Surge attack instantly charges your next shot. Then we have Gravitational Flux. The Chain Shot deals more damage to armor at maximum charge. Then we have Cosmic Breach. Chain Shot projectiles fire at maximum charge explode when hitting a demon. Then we have the Grenade Launcher, which has got Fragment. Every third direct hit with a grenade launcher drops cluster grenades that deal area damage. Next one is Rupture. Direct hits with a grenade launcher drop cluster grenades when hitting a demon affected with the shield saw. And then we have Cataclysm. Every second direct hit with the grenade launcher drops cluster grenades. Then we have the Rocket Launcher, Cannibalism, Parrying. A Hell Surge attack temporarily causes self-damage to heal you. Then we have Cooked. Parrying a Hell Surge projectile empowers your next shot. And then we have Bloodlust. Cannibalism lasts significantly longer. So there are all the upgrades for the weapons, the shields, and also the melee. So I hope you found that helpful also if you're into that kind of stuff. Don't forget to have a look at all your weapon skins that you can get to as collectibles in secret parts of the game. Like I said, I love and leave you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you so much to these members for making this content possible.